Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now Vivo Malaysia just launched their brand new Y series smartphone, the vivo Y36. Now this phone is said here to come in a very unique color, Semporna green to be exact. But in today's video, what we're going to do here is we're going to take a very quick look at what this device has to offer, and of course go through a very quick unboxing to show you what came in the box. So without further ado, let's head over to the desk where we can go up close and personal with the vivo Y36. Let's head over right now. Alright guys, so first and foremost, we're going to take a look at what's actually in the box of the Y36 5G. I've actually already unboxed it, and this is everything that you get in the box. Obviously, you do get the phone itself. You also have this very nice transparent squeegee case. You have a 44-watt charger in here that should provide some pretty quick charging. You have the Type-C cable, and of course, you have that SIM ejector pin in the box. Now, we're going to focus more on the device itself because this is the main star of the show. Let's start off first and foremost with its design. Now, this color is called the Semporna green colorway, and the reason why it's named after Semporna is because, long story short, Semporna is a beautiful town in Sabah where there is, beautiful beaches, the sea, the ocean and all that. So this is supposed to resemble the kind of ocean, kind of green feel with this back panel that you see here. It does shimmer a little bit whenever you tilt it from side to side, and honestly speaking, for a phone of this price range, I think it is a quite beautiful design. Now, other than that, it's using, what Vivo is calling this dual ring design, which you can see at the top here. And notice how there's sort of like a bit of a color gradient going on this back panel. So there's a lot of things going on here. This is called a fantasy frame, by the way. Check that out, guys. It's pretty nice here. And if you look very closely around this frame itself, there's also a very sort of like glossy, shiny kind of thing going around. Again, this is called the fantasy frame. So, design is really something that Vivo is pushing all out with this Y36. Now, what I really like here is that we do have a flat back panel, and if you move on to the sides, we also have a flat frame that makes it very nice to hold, and of course gives it a more feel of premiumness in this phone, if that means anything to you. Now, other than that, if you just take a look at the bottom, we do have here the speakers itself. We do have the Type-C port. We have the headphone jack still available on the vivo Y36, so that's nice. Above, you do have a SIM card tray. It is a dual SIM sort of standard here. There is no support for micro SD, and on the right, you do have your volume rocker together with that power button. Now, it's also worth noting that the vivo Y36 here is IP54 rated. That means that you can have some splashes of water under it and it should be fine. So if you're under the rain using your vivo Y36, there shouldn't be any issues there. Now let's move on to the front and see what kind of display we have here. Now we do have a 6.64-inch display. This is an LCD display, but I did notice that it is actually very vibrant. The contrast levels is also quite good for an LCD display, so you might not be able to tell that it's an LCD display here if you put it side by side with an AMOLED display. So it's actually quite a good LCD display. The thing is, this is 60 Hz refresh rate, so I can understand that Vivo has got to cut some corners there in order to make it an affordable device. So 60 Hz, 1080p, 6.64 inches, and you do have this dot display there. It's quite a nice dot display because it's not like the teardrop notch that we see on more cheaper phones, so it gives it a pretty decent look. And although you do have a little bit of a chin at the bottom, but the side bezels all around is actually quite acceptable. So this is the kind of design and the display that you can get on the vivo Y36. Now moving on to the power department, this vivo Y36 is powered by the Dimensity 6020 processor. This is a pretty efficient processor that is suitable for budget range. Other than that, in terms of the RAM, you do get an 8+8GB extended RAM, and Vivo says this will allow you to run approximately close to 25 apps in the background without having too much lag. Last but not least, just in terms of the storage, you do have here 256GB of internal memory. Again, it is not expandable via micro SD, but it's good to see that Vivo is starting off with having 256GB as standard on the vivo Y36. Now, if you're just wondering about the battery life and all that, this device here does come with a 5000 mAh battery in its rather slim body. And again, like I said just now, it does support that 44-watt flash charge charger that should charge it up fairly quickly. Last but not least, if we just talk about those cameras at the back, we do have a 50 megapixel main sensor accompanied by a 2 megapixel depth sensor. But let me just show you a couple of samples of that 50 megapixel main sensor that I took just now. With that said, that pretty much sums up our quick look at the brand new vivo Y36. This device here is retailing in Malaysia. The 5G version is going for RM1199 and the 4G version is going for RM899. If you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the vivo Y36. Is this something that you might consider getting? Again, let me know down below. And with that said, thank you for watching today's video all the way till the end. Don't forget to drop a like and sub to the channel if you want to catch up with more latest tech here in Malaysia. And I do look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Stay safe everybody. Bye.